Yes, ladies and gentlemen, good evening once again. This is Brother Jonah coming live here from Qatar. In this video, we are going to answer one of the questions our friend was asking about Qatar freelancer visa. The important things to know about this freelance visa. Qatar follows a sponsor-based system for employment visas, which requires all expatriate workers to be under the sponsorship of a local entity. A Qatari citizen or a business registered in Qatar. The sponsor, usually the employer, is responsible for the employee's visa and legal status. So this one is done by the Qataris themselves. This is supposed to be given by the Qataris, who are employers for any person who comes here. That is called a freelance visa. It is not done by anyone who is not licensed or legalized for this action. Even though most expatriates in Qatar legally work under their original sponsor, a few people work for other employers and claim they are under the so-called freelance visa. Okay? This article will explain the legal side of the Qatar freelance visa and its associated problems. We will also explain how you can legally work for another employer without issues. What is a freelance visa? A freelance visa is a type of visa available in many countries that lets you to work independently as a self-employed individual delivering services to different employers. As a freelance visa holder are not bound by any employer. They can work independently and find new clients that require their services. Now the question is Qatar freelance visa legal? At the beginning of 2022, Qatar's neighboring country, UAE, introduced a freelancer visa for various categories to attract global talent to the country. UAE's Talent Pass license for self-employment is available for professionals with unique skills and expertise. Now, is a freelance visa legal in Qatar or not? So this is talking about UAE, that is Dubai. So UAE last time introduced it, and that has brought problems to UAE. As you know, many Africans countries were deported because of this mistake. Sometimes we call it a mistake because when people failed there, it brought problems. However, like most other GCC countries, Qatar does not have a freelance visa scheme for employment purpose. Anyone who claims to be on a Qatar freelancer visa is either ignorant about the law or does not want you to know he is working illegally. You are working illegally if you come here that you are working on a freelance visa. Please, my friend, be careful. Okay, it is good to come on a working visa and work here freely with freedom. Okay, as a company in Kampala who bring people here to Qatar, we do not have this kind of service so far. What is freelancer visa in Qatar? This visa type is popularly known as freelancer visa and also called free visa, Assad visa, etc. In Qatar, is a regular employment visa issued legally but handled illegally. What differentiates this visa from a legal work visa is that the employer or sponsor does not offer any job or salary. Yes, if you are sponsored for a freelancer visa, you will not be offered a job unless you come here for a working visa, okay, which is legal. But a freelancer visa, know that when someone sponsors you to come, does not offer you a job unless otherwise that person has a big business to employ you directly. But it is illegal. Okay? Instead, he is only offered a work visa using which he can live in Qatar and work for any other employer illegally. Oh, my friend, Yeah, sometimes we need to spend money to buy a working visa. Yes, when you get a working visa, you work freely, your contract is renewed every and after the time your contract is over, and then you can work well. There is no interruption. Yes, when you come for freelance, you see what is happening in UAE. Many Africans are deported because they are stranded. Qatar freelancer visa problems. That's what I want you to get a pen and note it down. Many people willingly pay for such a visa even after knowing it is legally not allowed. Often, it allows them the flexibility to work with any employer and makes it easier to get a job. However, there are several problems with working through this kind of system. Illegal employment. The first and foremost problem with a freelance visa is that you work illegally and may not even know about that. Okay? Okay. You may not know about this, but you are working illegal according to the laws of Qatar. If there is a random labor check at your place of work and the labor officers find that your visa is under another sponsor, you may be subject to fines, jail terms, and even deportation. Absconding sponsor. We often see that the people selling freelancer visas for money run their businesses only to sell these visas. Yes, they may sell only the visas because they want to run their business, okay? So it is not legal. Once their visa quota is over, they may close their businesses and leave the country, you see? Sometimes they will just close one business and open another. So somebody coming here for a freelance visa, or those who are doing it legally, he can come and do his business, then after he goes. Okay? But I'm advising you, my friend who was asking me for this kind of visa, if it is there. It is here, yes, but it is illegal. Some people, they practice it illegally. It causes problems, especially if you lack a job. What will you eat? More money to change sponsor. Another common issue is that if you want to change your job to a better company or another sponsor, your old sponsor has to make sure he or she releases you. Qatar freelance visa cost. Suddenly, many people fall into this system and pay between Qatar Riyals 5,000 to 10,000 for a so-called freelance visa. Sometimes they pay a monthly fee between 250 Qatar Riyals to 500 Qatar Riyals to the sponsor. So me, I cannot really sponsor. I don't have that kind of obligation to sponsor anyone for a freelance visa. So not all, no one should deceive you that, oh, I'm in Qatar, please can I get your money to sponsor you to come here? Please, it is not done like that. You should be having a legal document to sponsor someone to bring here, okay? That is how it is done. Or else, apply for a family visa. A family visa or visit is okay. You come here for 3 months, you go back, okay? But this one of freelance, you need to be having money, legal ways to work for another employer in Qatar. All being said, there are some legal ways through which an employee can work for another employer. Working for labor supply companies. Labor supply companies are licensed to supply manpower on a contract basis. Yeah, these are companies, security companies, construction companies, cleaning companies, many of them. These are people who are licensed to offer you a working visa. But a freelance visa, my friend, it is done on sponsorship by someone who can sponsor to you. Punishment for working illegally. Now that is where you also need to write. If a person is found working illegally for another employer, the Minister of Labor is authorized to take action against both employer, okay, the sponsor, and the employees. All three may face fines, and employee may be even face deportation. You know what is happening in Dubai? This is exactly what I'm reading. Okay. I hope and I believe we have answered our friend who was asking for a freelance visa to Qatar. Rather, you apply for a working visa. You come here to work